What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. It is Thursday, and I want to go ahead and do my pregame show for the game on Sunday at 1 p.m. We will be taking on the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans down at the Superdome. As we know, this is one of the most hostile environments in the NFL to play in, so we definitely have to be ready to play. I do believe coming off our bye that Dan Quinn will have us ready to play, and these players should be ready to come in and try to turn the season around, try to get off of this 6-game losing streak or 6-game losing skid, and start heading in the right direction. So let me jump right into this thing, y'all. I'm gonna talk about the keys to victory in this game, and also talk a little bit about both teams. As you know, I guess I'll start with the New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees is back from injury, from his thumb injury. In the first game he came back, I believe he threw 5 touchdown passes. As you know, I believe they also are getting back their running back, Alvin Kamara, who's a very dangerous running back. He's very fast. He is good in catching the ball and running the ball. He likes to run outside more than inside. He's a very quick back, but they use him in a lot of different ways, a multitude of ways. He's an excellent player. He's actually from the state of Georgia, and he was a track star in high school and also a football star, All-American. And he attended the University of Alabama. Then he transferred to the University of Tennessee. So he's a very dangerous player. We need to definitely be mindful and be ready to face him this week. Be stout in the run game as far as trying to slow him down. Also with the New Orleans Saints, the next weapon that we need to be on the lookout for is Michael Thomas, their wide receiver. He's not a speedster. He's more of a possession receiver. They like to run a lot of crossing patterns with him, a lot of post routes and things of that nature, and a lot of comeback routes and short routes. So we definitely have to be prepared to shut down Mike Thomas. The way you slow down Michael Thomas, you be very physical with him because he's a very physical wide receiver. You have to be very physical with him. Hopefully we play a lot of bump and run coverage in this game to try to throw off Drew Brees' timing with Michael Thomas, because that 1-2 combination is very tough to stop and very tough to handle. But I believe we will be prepared to stop them, but we definitely going to have to throw off their timing. That's with getting some pass rush and also with bumping Michael Thomas. But he's an excellent receiver. I believe he's catching like above 70-something% of targets, 70 to 80% of his targets when the ball is thrown to him, whether it's Drew Brees throwing to him or whether it was Teddy Bridgewater this season throwing to him. He got a huge contract like Julio Jones in the offseason, and he's been doing his thing this year. As well for the New Orleans Saints, we have to look out for Ted Ginn if he plays in this game. Ted Ginn is another, he's actually a speedy receiver. He likes to take the top off the defense and go deep. So we have to be prepared to slow him down on those deep patterns. We definitely have to make sure we don't fall asleep on those deep patterns. As far as our safeties and our cornerbacks have to keep their heads on a swivel and make sure that Ted Ginn doesn't get over the top on a post pattern or a 9 route or a streaks pattern. We definitely have to be ready for him because still at his advanced age, he still has the ability to take the top off the defense, and he's a very fast wide receiver. Also with the New Orleans Saints, they do have as their backup quarterback Taysom Hill. They use him in a lot of multitude of ways as well. He runs the Wildcat for their team. He's their backup quarterback. He was a quarterback at the University of BYU. He's a very physical runner. He runs kind of like a running back or a tight end. He's built very stout, and he likes to run to contact. He's not one of those quarterbacks that'll slide. He actually will try to run you over. So we definitely, all our linebackers, defensive tackles, and defensive linemen must be ready when he gets in the game to attack downhill, because he's a downhill runner. He also plays a little bit of wide receiver. He's like that Swiss Army knife. He's kind of like Mohamed Sanu when he was on our team, where he can run the Wildcat, he can pass the ball accurately, and he can also run the ball as well and catch the ball. So we definitely need to be ready for all the little packages and little reverse patterns and things of that nature that the Saints will be prepared to try to run on us. We definitely also have to be ready to stop their defense. They are very good front seven as far as stopping the run. They're very stout up front. They have a lot of big players in the trenches. Onyemata, I forget the one guy's name, Cam Jordan. He's the key defensive end for their team that gets a lot of sacks. They got a guy named by the last name of Davenport. That's also a defensive end that they drafted a couple years ago. So they got some big guys up front. So we definitely have to be prepared to try to stop them on the pass rush and try to block them in the running game. They are very stout up front. They also have Shelvin Rankins. I don't know if he's going to be playing in this game. When he's played in the last couple games, he's been very good and very stout in the middle. So I'm not too sure because I know he was injured for a little bit. So I don't know if he's going to be back for this game. As far as their linebackers can be had. As far as in the passing game, they do have thumpers that likes to come downhill and make hits at the middle linebacker position. They do have a very good middle linebacker that likes to come downhill and make hits. He came over from, I believe, the New York Jets. Demario Davis, I believe his name is. He's very physical, number 56. He's very physical. So we got to be prepared. Alex Mack on those running plays. We have to be ready to go to the second level and make those blocks. Give Devontae Freeman and Brian Hill space to run the ball. I believe they have also Anzalone, who's the other linebacker, and he's a little bit suspect. Him and Davis are suspect in the passing game, so we should be able to pass the ball against them successfully. We just have to be prepared to stop them when they're blitzing because their defense loves to blitz. They like to blitz a lot, so we have to be prepared for those linebackers coming on the blitzes. We have to be very stout, and my running backs and fullbacks have to be ready to block, and tight ends have to be ready to block in the protect Matt Ryan. Now for their secondary, they have a young secondary, but they have a pretty good secondary. Marshawn Lattimore has been on a team. I believe this is his third year, if I'm not mistaken, second or third year. But he's a very physical corner out of the Ohio State University, number 23 for their team. He's very opportunistic as far as he looks to jump routes and things of that nature. So hopefully Matt Ryan protects the ball in this game. Julio Jones, it's always a dogfight when those two guys match up. They do have also Eli Apple as one of their cornerbacks who can be had. I believe he got hurt a couple weeks ago, and I'm not too sure if he'll be playing this game or not. I think he got hurt against the Chicago Bears a couple weeks ago, so I'm not too sure if he's back or not. I haven't seen the injury report yet, but he's another guy that can be had and is very suspect. He's somebody we should definitely target as far as Matt Ryan when throwing the ball. They also have in their secondary the two safeties, Marcus Williams. He's another guy that is steadily improving, but he can be had, especially on a deep ball. He has trouble tracking the ball on deep passes. If you can remember in the game where they lost against the Minnesota Vikings in that NFC they won NFC championship. It was an NFC divisional round game. He was the guy that misjudged the ball when Stephon Diggs had that touchdown. Number 43, Marcus Williams. So he can be had. He's getting better every year, but he can definitely be had on deep patterns. And Von Bell is their other safety. And he's a guy that likes to play near the line of scrimmage, kind of like a box safety. He likes to come up and run support. So we have to be ready for these guys. But that's pretty much it for the New Orleans Saints. We just have to be ready for the blitzes the blitz packages that they come with, because they do like to heat up quarterbacks and bring pressure. They have a very aggressive defensive coordinator. I think his name is Dennis Allen, I believe, or something like that. He's a very aggressive defensive coordinator. He's kind of like the old New Orleans Saints defensive coordinator that's now coaching, I believe, the Jets. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's the Jets coordinator. He was the defensive coordinator. Greg Williams is his name. Greg Williams, he's a lot like Greg Williams, Dennis Allen for the Saints, where he likes to bring a lot of blitz packages, and he blitz a lot. He has a high percentage of blitzing. So we must be ready to stop those blitzes. We must be ready to pick up those blitzes for our offensive line. Now, the keys to victory for our Atlanta Falcons in winning this game, which I do believe that we have a serious chance of winning this game, because I think a lot of teams are sleeping on us, including the Saints. I don't know if you've seen earlier this week, they interviewed Cam Jordan, and he basically called the Falcons and Saints. He said, this is not a rivalry. So he basically tried to downplay the Falcons or downplay this game as like it's just the next game on the schedule. And I think he was just not trying to give us any bulletin board material, meaning Dan Quinn, to motivate us. But anytime we see those gold helmets, that gold and black, that automatically motivates us to destroy them, because we can't stand the Saints. I definitely can't stand Sean Payton. As I said in my last video, he's very cocky. And a lot of the Saints players are very cocky. They feel like if they just roll their helmets out there, that they deserve to win or they're going to win. But on Sunday, we got to basically show them that we're ready for this matchup, that we're ready to step up to the table, and when we face them, records don't matter. We're going to throw these records out the window, and they're going to get the best of the black and red. Anytime they face us, they need to know that our standard is winning championships. Our standard is winning, never tanking, as some of the media has been talking about Chase Young and the draft picks that we could possibly get. We don't care about draft picks right now. We're midway through the season, and our goal is to always win the next game. And our goal is always to shoot for the stars, shoot for championships, and at this point, shoot for the division and shoot for the playoffs. Even though it looks like the playoffs are an admiration at this point, it looks like it's not possible. We still are going to give our best, and who knows? We might run the table. Who knows? We might run off 6 straight division wins. You never know. And the NFL is one of those businesses where you never know what can happen. I would have thought that the Falcons would have never went 1-7 in the first 8 games, but look, it's the NFL. You never know how the ball is going to bounce. You never know, if momentum is going to swing your way. And at this point in the season, it hasn't swung our way. So the only way we have to go, Atlanta Falcons, is up at this point. We're at our lowest low. The only thing worse is being 0-8 at this point. We're 1-7, so doesn't get pretty much any worse than that. But I do feel like we have a chance. So let me go ahead and break this thing down. Keys to victory in this game, and I've been stating this for the whole season. We want to get out to a lead, start very fast. If we can get the ball first and go down and score a touchdown and kind of quiet the crowd down, what we don't want to do is allow the Saints to get up on us and allow that crowd to get lively and get more animated. We want to quiet down the crowd. So if we can go down there, get the ball, drive 80 yards or 70 yards down the field and score a touchdown, that will put their fans, that will quiet down the New Orleans Saints fans in that Superdome, and it also will give us some of the momentum, in this game, and take the crowd out of the game. And that's what you always want to do when you're on the road. You definitely want to get the crowd out of the game, and the way that you do that is get a lead on the home team so their fans have nothing to cheer about. So that's the first key to victory in this game is start off fast, get out to a good start, try to score a touchdown or at least get 3 points in the first drive, and basically try to score every drive. For the defense, we definitely need to get after Drew Brees. With our defensive line, they need to be prepared to get after Drew Brees, try to sack him. Good news is Drew Brees is not as mobile as the quarterbacks we've seen, and he's not as elusive as the quarterbacks we've already seen this year. So our defensive line, with all of the tough games we played the first 8 weeks, they should be ready and know how to defend and how to get pressure on the quarterback, because Drew Brees is one of those quarterbacks that pretty much all you have to do is get him off of his spot. Don't allow him to sit in the middle of the pocket, because Drew Brees is a quarterback that likes to, old school quarterback that likes to step up in the pocket. So Grady Jarrett, those guys in the middle, we definitely need to push the pocket and knock him off of his spot. Drew Brees, when he's trying to pass the ball. Also, get your hands up when he throws the ball. So even if you don't get back there to get the sack, Drew Brees is a shorter quarterback, meaning he can't see as well as like a Matt Ryan that's 6'4", 6'3". Drew Brees is pretty much like a 6 foot even quarterback, or 6'1". So he's a shorter quarterback, so it's harder for him to see the throwing lanes. So as a defender, if you cannot get there to sack him, meaning they're doing a good job of blocking or protecting up front, lift your hands up like you're trying to block a field goal. Because 9 times out of 10, it's a chance that you're going to tip the ball that Drew Brees is throwing because he can't see over the top. He's very a shorter quarterback. So hopefully we can get some turnovers in this game. So that's my second key to victory is getting pressure on Drew Brees. Dan Quinn needs to bring more blitz packages, and we need the blitz from different areas. Don't just keep sending the same type of blitzes. Sometimes send a safety on the blitz, sometimes send a corner on the blitz, and have them come in from different angles. Don't just have them running right down the middle of the line like an A gap trying to get a sack or trying to blitz. Bring somebody from the outside corner. Bring Trufant on the blitz. Bring Isaiah Oliver on the cat blitz from the outside where Drew Brees and the Saints may not be expecting it. Don't do anything that's the status quo, or don't do anything that we've already done or shown on film as far as blitzes. Let's go out here and mix up these blitzes. Mix up our defensive plays. Disguise some of our defensive plays, meaning don't come out showing, okay, we're in man coverage, or don't come out and show that we're in zone coverage. Make Drew Brees have to think about it. And Drew Brees is probably one of the smartest quarterbacks and probably has one of the highest IQs in the game at this point because he's been around. He's a veteran. So he's seen pretty much any coverage you can throw at him, but you want to disguise it. You don't want Drew Brees to be able to walk up to the line and say, okay, this is the person that's blitzing, where he can check off to his offensive lineman. Okay, block to the left, block to the right, block down the middle, or help down the middle. We need to make sure we're disguising what we're doing. So if we're in the zone coverage, don't make it look that obvious that we're in zone coverage. If we're in man coverage, don't make it look obvious that you're in man coverage. Another thing in this game, another key to victory in this game will be the secondary. As we know, Raheem Morris did take over the secondary. So I do believe that Raheem Morris will have a great impact on these players because he played that position when back in the day when he was in at college. He also has coached defense and defensive backs. That's where he cut his teeth originally before switching back over to the defensive side of the ball. So those guys on the defensive side of the ball, our secondary need to be ready. I want to continue to see improvement out of Isaiah Oliver, Kendall Sheffield, and if Trufant comes back, which I believe he will be back this game, I'm also looking for him to show out in this game and be ready to go to try to shadow Michael Thomas. With that being said, another thing that I would like to see the Atlanta Falcons do in this game, as you know, the games is all about matchups when it comes to the NFL, as far as the offense and defense. On the defensive side of the ball, when Drew Brees and the Saints have the ball, Deion Jones need to be ready to take on Alvin Kamara all night out of the backfield. When they try to pass, I would have Deion Jones following wherever Alvin Kamara goes. Deion Jones should be right there on him. So if it's even in the passing game, I'm counting on Deion Jones, and I believe that Deion Jones will do a solid job of shutting down Alvin Kamara in the passing game. Now for the cornerbacks in this game, my game plan would be for Mike Thomas. I would bracket him the whole game, meaning I would have Ricardo Allen or Demonte Casey. Whoever's the safety on the side that he's on needs to be bracketing Mike Thomas. We should have a corner underneath and a safety over the top. And that should be done at all times. Just how teams defend Julio Jones, that's the same way we need to be defending Mike Thomas. Because Michael Thomas is a chain mover for their team on third down. He's their biggest chain mover. He catches a lot of first downs from Drew Brees. And Drew Brees trusts him a whole lot. He trusts him. So on third down, we know who he's looking for. In money time or in crunch time, he's looking for Michael Thomas. So we must keep a bracketed coverage over the top and under Mike Thomas. We cannot allow Mike Thomas to beat us. We have to allow one of these other wide receivers or running backs beat us in man coverage. But we should definitely always have a bracket covering Thomas and double teaming Thomas at all times. Excuse me. So another key to victory in this game, or another strategy that I would have, as I mentioned before, I also would play a lot of man coverage like we did last game. I would play a lot of bump and run coverage, meaning I would have those guys up when Drew Brees is snapping the ball to give the pass rush more time to get there. I would have Trufant and Kendall Sheffield and Isaiah Oliver up tight on these guys, bumping them at the line, not allowing Drew Brees to get a rhythm, not allowing Drew Brees to see guys running wide open. Because early on in the season, we played a lot of zone coverage, which means we let people catch the ball in front of us and try to rally and tackle the guy before he gets to the sticks. And I'm not a huge fan of those zone coverages and backing up 20, 10, or 15 yards or playing 5 yards off with that technique as a corner. I believe these corners need to get up in these Saints wide receivers and running backs' face and try to push them around a little bit. Don't allow these guys to run free, because if we allow these guys to run free, the Saints are possible of running the score up on us. But if we play the style of defense that we need to play, we definitely should have a great opportunity of winning this game. But like I was saying, in the coaching department in this game, I like Dan Quinn, how he matches up against Sean Payton. But one thing that I do like about Sean Payton, we definitely have to be aware of on third downs with the Saints. We must be aware of the screen game, because the Saints run a lot of screen passes. That is something that a lot of defenses, I don't think, pick up when they're doing their film study. If they are, they're not stopping it in the games. They're not doing a good job of remembering that on third down, especially like a third and short or even a third and 6 or 7, they'll just drop a screen and dump it down to Alvin Kamara and look for their athletes to get the first down. So we have to be prepared, Atlanta Falcons. We must be prepared, Falcons Nation. Like I said, you got to be aware of Alvin Kamara. You have to be aware of Martavius Murray. We must be aware of all of these guys and must be aware of their tight ends. Jared Cook is an excellent receiving tight end. And their other tight end, Hill, is another guy that can get loose. So we must be prepared in our secondary as far as our corners to face these guys. Like I said, our defensive line needs to get prepared and be ready to get after this quarterback on Sunday. Like I said, and if we're going to make some changes as far as Dan Quinn, I don't know if he's going to make some changes. I see last game, I like the change of moving DeMonte Casey back to the safety position with him and Ricardo Allen. That's a strong pairing as far as safeties go. I like that pairing. I like that pairing better than Kamal Ishmael's of the world playing safety. I do like DeMonte Casey back there where he can use his ball hawking skills. So hopefully we can get a couple picks in this game. Hopefully we can get a couple sacks in this game. And I just feel like it's time, Falcons, for us to rise up as always. But with that being said, that's pretty much all we need to do in this game. We just must stick to our fundamentals. Tackling is at an all-time premium. Wherever that person catches the ball, if you're in a zone, make sure you stretch out and make that tackle if they're in your zone. Like I said, the most disciplined team on Sunday will win. We need to keep down the turnovers in this game. No stupid penalties, as I always say. No offsides, no encroachments on the defense. None of those things. But I am looking forward to this game. Like I said, I do believe that the Falcons have a great chance of winning this game, and I do believe that we will win this game because I feel like the Saints and all of the media is overblowing this whole Fire Dan Quinn situation. Everything is being overblown. So, like I said, this has been your boy Jew. That's pretty much all I have for today as far as the video. I am ready for the game. I expect the Falcons to pull this game out. I think we may drop 30 points in this game. I think we may drop 24 to 30 points in this game. I don't like really predicting scores, but I do believe the Atlanta Falcons will win this game or will have a serious chance of winning this game. And I think with winning this game, a lot of eyes will be open, including Arthur Blank. I feel like the fans, if we come out and win this game, will be surprised as always. We will be surprised. So I believe that these guys definitely have a chance to go ahead and win this game. Like I said, I'm looking forward to this game on Sunday. You guys enjoy the game. I will be doing a post-game show either after the game or on Monday. Usually I do my post-game shows on Mondays, 'cause I like to watch some of the other games that's on after our game goes off. But I am encouraged. I do think that these guys will come perform and will be ready. As always, this is your boy Jew, Falcons Nation. If you like this video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to my video. Please tell all your Falcons friends and family about the page. Always, I didn't mention our offense, so let me go ahead and mention the offense. On the offensive side, before I log off of here, Matt Ryan will be returning in this game. I expect excellent things out of Matt Ryan in this game. If Matt Schaub can throw for 460 yards, then you know Matt Ryan can ball and throw for even more yards. I would like to see a similar playbook used in play calling in this game as it was with Matt Schaub. I think that those short passes are better, and it helps your offensive line where they don't have to hold on to those blocks as long. If you're throwing some quick screens and quick outs and things of that nature, those are the best passes to get the ball out of Matt Ryan's hand and to protect Matt Ryan behind this offensive line. I expect Julio Jones to have a big game. Like I said, every time he faces Marshawn Lattimore, it's personal, and he goes at it, and it's always a dogfight. So I look for Julio Jones to have a big game in this game. I look for the ball to be spread out a little bit more. With Austin Hooper, I would use Austin Hooper against their linebackers because that's a matchup nightmare. Austin Hooper's a matchup nightmare for most linebackers. I do believe that Russell Gage stepped up last game, and I feel like he should have a decent game on this game. Calvin Ridley, hopefully he can get loose and get deep for a couple touchdowns in this game. I do think that we'll have him on like a streak pattern, and he'll be able to go ahead and score. But like I said before, this has been your boy Jew. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I have all of the best Atlanta content for you. Like I said, it's Thursday, one more day to the weekend, and I look forward to watching this game as well as you guys. I want to thank all of my subscribers, everyone that's have subscribed to the page. Please share this video amongst your Facebook friends and family. Any Atlanta Falcons fan you know, definitely bring them over to the page and make them part of the family here. But like I said, I love every single one of my subscribers. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all you do. Appreciate you listening to my videos. I do this because I love it, and I'm a diehard Atlanta Falcons fan. I know a lot of y'all might think the season is over, but I'm going to continue to do the videos. Even if we go 1-15, I'll be here doing the video to the very end. But I do feel like our Atlanta Falcons have more fight in them than that. And I do feel like we're going to rise up this Sunday, and we're ready to take on our arch rivals. We're going to go down to New Orleans with a vengeance and with a mission. Like I said, in this game, I would love to see a little bit of more Brian Hill. He looked good in the last game, and I believe they said that E.O. Smith still hasn't been cleared from that concussion that he had. So I'm looking forward to Brian Hill to get at least 15 carries, or at least 15 carries, maybe about 30 minutes. Let him play about 30 minutes in this game. But I do think that Brian Hill will help this team in this game. I do believe that Devontae Freeman will look better in this game. And I would use those running backs in the passing game, not only in the passing game, but I would definitely use them a lot more in the passing game than the run game. But we definitely want to try to establish our run game in this game. We definitely want to try to establish the run, because if you can get you can get balance amongst you, then that's when stuff happens. So, like I said, this being your boy Jew, I have high expectations for this game. If you would like to donate to the page, you always can go to my Cash App, which is the $ Jew Talk Sports. If you like the videos, please let me know in the comment section. If you're a new subscriber, just let me know in the comment section. But I got love for all you guys, man. We got one more day left, y'all, Friday, and then there'll be time for the weekend, and it's a long weekend because we do have Veterans Day. So y'all enjoy your weekend, enjoy all of the other games that's going on. This has been your boy Jew, and I'm out of here.